Thank you. Well, the Utah legislature has released their proposed maps of redistricting, and there's a public open comment period that will start very soon.
But before that comes, we want to try to make sense of it all. We have Elizabeth Rasmussen here with Better Boundaries. So what point are we at now? We knew that it went through all the courts and everything, but now we have some new maps to look at.
Yes, so over the weekend, the legislature released some maps that they're considering to submit to the court. And so we had the first hearing, the Legislative Redistricting Committee met on Monday for about 4.5 hours, and we have another hearing today to continue to discuss those maps.
So what kind of deadline are we looking at?
So they need to release a map to the public, and it could be one map, it could be several. We're still trying to get clarification on that tomorrow. They hold a final vote on that map on October 6th.
Are these maps anything close to what they issued last year?
We're still doing some in-depth analysis, trying to get some of the data that was used to go into those maps. It's hard to say until we have that actual data.
Well, then the committee, what is the committee made up of? It's supposed to be a nonpartisan group of people who know politics?
Yes, the committee that's meeting today is members of the legislature. I believe it's about 11 members, and there's 9 Republicans and 2 Democrats on that committee.
Okay, explain the concept of lawmakers choosing voters.
That's why we're in existence. Until about 2018, the legislature was the one who had sole authority over drawing districts. And so that meant they could draw who they wanted to represent into their district. This proposition that was passed in 2018 and what we're still discussing today provides a check on the legislature. It tells them that they need to follow certain standards, and it makes it so you can't favor the politicians over the voters.
And this all happened because of that, and the Prop 4 said you need to have a committee draw up the maps, not lawmakers.
Not lawmakers.
The committee came up with a map, and then the lawmakers drew up their own.
Yes, so we had the Independent Redistricting Committee, and then you have this Legislative Redistricting Committee. The Independent Redistricting Committee drew some maps in 2021, and these maps were then submitted to the legislature where they could vote up or down on those maps, but then they just decided to draw their own maps, and they passed a law that made that okay. And so right now they're not considering the Independent Redistricting Committee's maps. They're creating their whole new ones, but they still have to be following the standards listed in Proposition 4 to make those maps fair.
Okay. So are we seeing a lot of public input now as a result of all of this that's been going on?
Yeah, we're seeing quite a bit. I mean, even in the hearing on Monday, we had over an hour of public comment. If you go to redistricting.utah.gov, there are many comments already on the 5 maps the legislature has released. So it's pretty incredible seeing so many Utahns involved in the process.
A big topic of discussion is how democratic the Salt Lake City, Salt Lake County area is, and that Republicans favor splitting that area up.
There's been talk of a rural-urban divide, and that's what they want to see in the maps. But what Proposition 4 says is that you need to keep communities of interest together, try to keep cities together, counties together. So those are some of the standards we're looking at when evaluating the maps.
Okay, so when all is said and done and what's happened so far, what does this say about redistricting and how the legislature should play a part in it?
So the Utah Constitution does say that the legislature shall draw districts, but it also says that Utahns have the right to alter and reform their government. So when those two things work together, in the end, the legislature is the final body that decides on a map, but it doesn't mean they're the sole authority over drawing the boundaries.
Okay.
And so what Proposition 4 does is it provides these standards, these guidelines, and it also allows the people through the Independent Redistricting Commission to play a role in the process so we can get more fairness and better representation.
Okay, and public comment period. How can people check out the maps and weigh in? I know we have the maps on our website, but if you weigh in on our website, you're not like weighing into the people who are paying attention.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you want to visit redistricting.utah.gov, and you'll have the ability to comment on the maps. Once the hearing happens today and they select whatever final maps they're considering for a vote on October 6th, that comment period will be the 26th through October 5th. Okay. So revisit the website then. It might change a little bit.
And the meeting today, they should decide which maps we'll look at.
They might. Okay. We're expecting that, but it's still kind of up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
So November, the election coming up, is it going to play a part in that too?
Not in this election, because this is just the congressional maps that we're looking at. So it will affect 2026, but this election is the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Local. Okay.
All right. Fascinating. Gets
it
complicated
is.
at times. That's for sure.
It really is.
What's the website again? Redistricting.
.utah.gov.
Okay. Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
thanks.
Thank
Trying to
you.
make
Yeah, we
sense of it
appreciate
all.
that.
Yeah.